Good morning everyone, William here. We are going to get started on part 13 of the Case 310G Dozer rebuild project. I had a nice package come in the mail. I have a radiator pressure testing kit right here. We're going to drop the lower oil pan as well and see if we had anything drip into it while I was gone. I have not worked on the project for about 7 days. I went to Kentucky to remove a seed equipment cleaning facility. We're going to get started. We're going to bring you along. The drops are still prevalent, as you can see. I think they're a little more profound, if anything. So we're still going to pressure test our radiator. We'll look in the oil pan now. Looking here in the oil pan, you can clearly see, I thought we just had more oil drip down in, but you can clearly see that water had separated. So we're definitely getting coolant in the system, and it even looks like it's a little more mixed with the tan antifreeze that I used from O'Reilly's with the green that came out. So on to the pressure testing phase. I will spare you guys the monotony of a unboxing, but this is the system I went with. It was just what I found on Amazon. It wasn't the cheapest system, but it wasn't the most expensive at the same time. So we'll get started. As with everything on this dozer, it's fighting me the entire step of the way. So I'm going to use this rubber-tipped universal and see if we can hold this down long enough to see if we have air leak. Well, that's not what you want. Okay, as you just saw in the previous segment, we're having troubles getting enough down pressure on this to actually pressurize the system and then go underneath and look. I'm sure with modern equipment, this is an absolutely great kit. But for what we're dealing with here, 1965 bulldozer, our cap is only so large, and size comparison, you can see the difference. So this is what I was hoping to use. There's kind of this universal cone-shaped adapter deal. That's what we're going to use, but what I think I'm going to have to do is go to the shop and build some kind of an apparatus to help shove that thing down, tighten it down so we can pressurize to like 5 to 7 psi, and then we can start our investigation. Okay, my tentative game plan is to build some kind of a pipe apparatus that will push down on this rubber lip, and then some kind of a beam that will span 30 inches out, and then we're going to tie a strap around this end and then a strap around this end and hold that sucker down tight. Wish me luck. All right, we have our apparatus installed and we have the system pumped up. It's a little redneck, but it appears to be working. I'm going to set the camera on time lapse and watch the needle for probably 30-40 minutes. Okay everyone, it has been about 2 hours and our needle has not moved one little bit. It's kind of interesting. We're going to slide under the machine. We do have some drips right here. I'll pull that out. We'll investigate what those are. They might be oil drips just from the strainer. Closer inspection here at our drips, we can obviously tell this is coolant right here. And here we have a little bit of oil mixed with coolant. That was probably, this I know was from the strainer, just dripping. And then below, we have some coolant in our oil. Let's slide underneath the machine and do a little more investigation. Okay, I apologize for the shoddiness of the video here, but we are underneath of a bulldozer. This is cylinder number 4. I was told by a friend of mine, I never knew the cylinder count direction, but apparently from the radiator back, in this case would be number 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is cylinder number 4. I'll zoom in now. And you can see our liner there, or wet sleeve, my friend called them. It looks good. This is cylinder number 3. Pardon the shoddy camera work. Trying to do what we can do here. It also looks pretty good. Trying to have it focus as best as I can. Kind of have to bop the camera around. Okay. This is cylinder number 2. And you can see we have our issue right there. I'm hoping it's turning out well on camera. You can see it looks like from the outside of the wet sleeve we're getting a drop down. It is a extremely slow leak. Like I said, it's been 2 hours and we haven't had any PSI drop. We have some more drops on our crank bearings. and our piston rod bearings. Let's see if I can snake you up into this one. This side looks to be dry as far as we can tell. And now let's look at cylinder number 1. It appears to be dry as well. Let's look at the other side. If we can weasel our way in here. It also appears to be dry. Cylinder number 2 is definitely our issue. You can see there the coolant leaking. I'm going to try to bar the engine over. My friend told me that doing that might actually let some of the pressure out. There you actually got to see a drip on camera. He said that if it would be a crack or a hole in your wet sleeve, the cylinder might have rotated down and sealed it for you. So that's kind of interesting. We're going to try to do that now. Okay folks, we've had another interesting development. I've been trying to bar the engine over, and my PSI actually increased while I did that. I put a large screwdriver in there, used my large pry bar, pried as hard as I could. The engine is at top dead center, but the pressure did increase on the PSI gauge. So I called my friend and I said, this is really weird, I can't seem to bar the engine over. And he said, I'm pretty sure you're getting coolant on top of one of your pistons, and when you tried to start it that one time, it hydrolocked the engine. So that's kind of where we're at. We really didn't get too much done in this video, but we had to document the process. I'd like your guys' feedback. Drop me comments below, ideas, what you guys kind of think we should do. I'm kind of contemplating an in-frame overhaul, or should we just throw some stop leak at it and see if we can get the old girl running? I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.